Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the NXT review for March. I'm fucking with y'all. For July 14th, 2017. Okay? They start off the show with a video package for the women's three-way match for the main event. Okay? Just hyping the match up. That's all that was. Drew Galloway, indie name, Drew McIntyre, versus Rob Rising. Rob Rising, of course, is a jobber. Drew McIntyre looking strong against Rob Rising. I will make mention. The one thing that I do not like about NXT and how they book their jobbers. I feel as though after you do an extent of jobbers, you should be fighting main roster guys. It's just pointless for you to fight a jobber because we all know you're going to win. You should be either one in some type of semi-feud going into the next pay-per-view, which I think they're building now. That's why I didn't have a problem with all the jobbers that popped up in this episode of NXT. But a guy like Drew Galloway going up against a guy like Rob Rising, you already know that, Drew Galloway got the win on this one. I like what they're doing with him. I like the slow build that they're giving him. Eventually, I see him being the one to take the title off of Bobby Roode. Eventually. Moving on to the next video package of Peyton Royce and Billie Kay from 2 weeks ago. Teasing Ember Moon for being injured and not being able to wrestle. She actually got cleared 2 weeks ago, and her first match is against Peyton Royce, and that'll be next week. Billie Kay is going to be in her corner. So, it'd be curious to see how that's going to pan out. My man, in the next video package, Aaron Black. Fade the Black. I like what they're doing with him. He's a vicious striker, but he has his own presence inside the ring. When he sits down and does that euphoric finding center thing that people that meditate, that they normally do that. They find a center, they slow their blood rate down, and they focus on the matters at hand. I like that gimmick itself. I think Aaron Black, he doesn't say much. I don't think they have a backstage interview segment with him just yet. But I would like to see one. I think it's time to start giving Aaron Black the mic and letting him talk. I really do. Just to see what else he has to bring to the table. I don't think promo-wise, I don't know how they'll run him. He may come off like a Bray Wyatt. I don't know. But we'll see. Authors of Pain versus Jobbers. I'm not even going to give you these guys' names because they didn't give us their names. Akam, a one-man killing machine, goes in there, beats the shit out of these two guys. While Paul Ellering is out on the ring, and I want to make mention of this, he's in his notepad. He's going over stuff with Razor. Okay? Now, the one thing that I notice about that, in most of Paul Ellering's matches, he never carried that notepad. You know what I mean? And if he did, he considered, I guess, the opponent that they're getting ready to go up against. I mean, their main roster opponent. Not main roster, freaking NXT roster opponents. I think he did that maybe once or twice in the past. I think he did with the Revival and DIY. I could be wrong. Double check that. But I just like that. Those subtle differences when it comes to booking a match is what really gets me over. I think that really gets me off because I feel as though, okay, this is the Authors of Pain. Have you read the Book of Pain? And if you haven't read the Book of Pain, you won't even be a fucking footnote in it. I think Paul Ellering, as far as old dude, he can deliver a promo though. He gave you the Legion of Doom. Now you're getting the Authors of Pain. Come on, man. I like it. I like what Paul Ellering is doing with that team. Of course, Heavy Machinery comes out with a stare down which I thought was a little over the top. I mean, they circled each other, and then Akam and Razor, Paul Ellering tries to pull these two big fucking behemoths back, which just looks funny because he's like half the size of these guys, and plus small as hell. So it just looks fucking ridiculous when he tried it. The next match, in-ring talent from the Velveteen Dream will be in action, and versus in-ring talent from the cruiserweight division. I forget his first name, but I think his last name is Marquis or something like that. Marquis, something crazy. I know his last name is of Spanish descendant, but I can't really pronounce it, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to embarrass myself here. But again, watch NXT, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Great. I won't even give it a great match. It was an okay match. I think, of course, my man from the cruiserweight division, I think he did a great job going up against the Velveteen Dream. I want to talk about the Velveteen Dream. I feel as though this guy is like too flamboyant. Way, 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 way too flamboyant. Don't get me wrong, I know that's his character, but they're playing him up to be like the Black Goldust. And the only thing about Goldust used to do creepy shit like this, but it was funny. It was funny. It was used to get into the heads of his opponent. He still uses the same style promo if you pay attention to him in R-Truth right now. So, the Velveteen Dream, just to give you an idea, if you've never seen this guy, imagine a tall black guy with an afro that's been, what do they call that? Hot combed out, okay? He got a bandana, he wears some glasses. His attire is purple, his ring gear is purple with white sneaks, white boots. And he wears that funny looking pirate shirt from fucking, Seinfeld. You remember when Seinfeld had that pirate shirt on? That's exactly what that shirt looks like to me. So with that being said, that's a little description of the fucking Velveteen Dream. And I seem to think that the fucking WWE have to keep a guy like this on their roster. For what reason? I don't know. The same fucking thing with the Fashion Police. I know these guys are street guys, but they do gay shit. Come on, man. I don't think that element needs to be in there on every show. On every show. It's just stupid. But fucking, Velveteen Dream picks up the win. Again, his true colors is coming out in full glare. Flare. Fucking, video package, Hideo Itami versus my man, Cassius Ohno. Pretty much, they highlighted what he did to Owe Lorcan last week. Of course, Cassius Ohno comes out with the assistants to try to stop the madness. And, they put him in a backstage segment with the announcer. And, he pretty much breaks down to her. Hideo Itami is frustrated and he'll get out of this rut pretty much. But moving on to me, I got an opportunity to fight Aaron Black just to prove myself to get an NXT title shot. So, of course, I like to think I have an idea of how wrestling works out. So, I see Hideo Itami jumping into this match at some point. Aaron Black picking up the win. Cassius Ohno taking the loss due to the outside interference next week. That's how I see that going down. Last but not least, a three-way match for the women's title. Ruby Riot versus Asuka versus Nikki Cross. So, great match. I like it. I love the way they closed out the match as far as Nikki Cross and Asuka is concerned. But Ruby Riot had a couple of big spots in this too. She, of course, if you know how the Full Sail Arena looks, it's only enough room for the fucking ring. And most of the time, it's not enough room for that. A very small space as far as for the outside of the arena. You know what I mean? Very small. But she is a big spot, damn near in the front of the ramp onto Ruby Riot. Not Ruby Riot. Ruby Riot off the top rope onto Nikki Cross and Asuka. Of course, after a little bit more back and forth, Ruby Riot gets eliminated. This is where the match picks up. Asuka comes straight at Ruby Riot with some vicious elbows after Ruby Riot hits her with one. These two women brawl all the way into the background. The ref, he calls it. That's it. The match is over. These two bitches still going at it. You got one dipping her head inside of a cooler full of water bottles and just pretty much waterboating her, trying to win this match. The match is over. None of this is making sense. They fight their way out to the announce table, and instead of going off the announce table, they go to literally like a backstage ramp where you can step up. It was only like 3 steps to go up this ramp. Okay. Nikki Cross hits her with a cross body onto 2 tables, I believe. And that was pretty much the end of the show. Now, my problem with this, when you're doing a big spot like that, and they in that first camera scene, when you got to look at Nikki and Asuka, and Nikki hauls ass at Asuka, crossbody her, and you just see these two fall off. I thought that was a great cut as far as a camera cut. Now, my biggest problem with that, after the camera cut, you're surveying the damage. They look up to see how far the drop was. And it's literally like from step to step. Like you walk up your steps, that's how far the drop was for Nikki Cross and Asuka. Like your front door porch, 3 steps, and they literally fell into a table. And it could have been a bigger spot if you wouldn't have shown the tricks you used in the camera angles. That's how I feel. But I still like this match. I actually like Nikki Cross taking the title off of Asuka after it's all said and done versus Ember Moon. Because now you got another crazy bitch with the title. And fucking Nikki Cross doesn't strike me as one for Velveteen promos, if you get what I'm saying. And that's pretty much it, man. That's your NXT review. I will be back with my predictions for Money in the Bank probably tomorrow. Predictions for Money in the Bank. Also, news and rumors over the weekend, which we got a couple of jam-packed episodes. We're going to be talking about Bray Wyatt and his divorce from his wife because of JoJo. Okay, I want to talk about that. Also, I want to talk about a superstar moving up to the main roster from NXT. That's also going to be on the report. Freaking, so much more. So much more. We'll go over it this weekend, you guys. Also, you'll get your prediction episodes. Don't forget to watch Dream Match Saturday coming up. And you might even get a special look. Another special look at my, again, calendar year for my universe mode, okay? You'll see all the pay-per-views that we got coming up. If you're not on the Facebook for the channel, where you can see all of our events coming up soon. We're going to be doing pay-per-views every other Sunday. It's damn near every other Sunday. So definitely look out for that. Get involved. Be a member of the Outlaw Corps. It's easy. Just JP the Lab. Type that in. Again, JP Outlaw Labcast should pop up instantly. And then from there, move on. It's that simple. It's that easy. JP Outlaw out. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to work. Peace.